This is the HYMER ML-I 540. It's a very clever vehicle because it's very small, but it doesn't seem that when you actually look at it. So as you can see, it's on the Mercedes-Benz 316 chassis. It's 222 centimeters wide. In length, it's only 640 centimeters. So I mean, it's got a footprint similar to many van conversions. So quite outstanding. Now it's 86,000, so it's a fair whack of cash, and it's got a payload of 395 kilos, 350 of which could go potentially in here. But if you did that, it wouldn't leave you much room for water and fuel. The clever bit, I think, though, is inside, because it really does pack quite a lot in. Now, the first thing I will mention is this bed. Now, it's got sleeping for 4, but if there's only 2 of you, do you really need sleeping for 4? And so I would say, get rid of this bed. Look at all that space there. That is approximately, what, 25 centimeters of extra headroom you could have by getting rid of this bed. Now, sometimes you have to have a bed above the driving position, that is to say if the van's really small, and I appreciate that, but in this case I think it's not really necessary. One thing you also get, though, is look at all this extra space which is created. Because this is a fully integrated van, you get this space in front, and when you're sort of stood somewhere on site or whatever, you can use all that space for other things. For example, I'll probably use it for my washing, but I'm sure you can put other things up there as well. Looking back, you've got this double bed. Now, it is a bit of an odd shape, but that is to make the most of the space which is available. And I haven't quite learned yet how to make a bed this peculiar shape, but as soon as I find out, I'm going to let you know. Nonetheless, I don't seem to do too badly with it. The lights are at that side. Personally, I think I would prefer to have the lights on the side where the window isn't. The reason for this is I like to sit up in bed. Having said that, you're not going to get much space there to sit up in bed with. So if you have to sort of stack the cushions up in the corners if you want to read in bed. There's the bathroom with a wall which will come in and out should you so desire, with a sensible lookboard. Steps up to the bed, very sensible and absolutely essential, with additional storage. Here we have a largish amount, shall we say, of storage, and you get your fuse box down there. Long, thin Thetford fridge. Now these fridges really do allow so much to be stored there. It's very good shape having it in the thin shape, in my opinion. Having said that, do you really want a big fridge in your van? Now the manufacturers put big fridges in because people say they want them, so the manufacturers are just giving people what they say they want. In my opinion, you're better off with a small fridge. Buy your food on a regular basis, unless of course you're one of these people who needs to drink lots of cold drinks, in which case then you probably do need a big fridge. Bear in mind, of course, that bigger the fridge, the less room you have for storing other things. I'm going to finish off with the bed. I know I've already mentioned it, but in this position you get a very good idea of how much space it's taking up in the roof, unnecessarily, in my opinion. Now ask yourself the question, do you really want to lose all that space on the off chance that somebody might want to come with you, the grandkids or something like that? And if it is the grandkids you're thinking of, you know, they'll be more than happy to sleep on the floor. I know what grandkids are like, and I certainly would have been more than happy to have slept on the floor in a vehicle then. It's not worth banging your head constantly on that. get rid of it. You don't need an extra bed above the driving position. Very clever vehicle, I think, for the space. And you'll be able to park, well, you won't be able to park it anywhere, but you park it with a lot more ease than you can a larger model.